in the economy of the North and the South. Our focus questions: how do the economies of the North and South differ? Why has the population and industry of the North changed? And where do most slaves come from? That's what we're talking about today. We're going to start off with a little activity at first. We've already discussed the warm-up. We said that in the South, it's very agricultural. In the South, they grow cotton, they grow things. That's how they make their money. So we're going to do a little activity back here. You all are going to pretend to pick cotton. So you're going to tie the headband on. One of you. Make sure that you cannot see. Okay, you're going to have about 15 seconds. Step to the side, Anthony. You have about 15 seconds. Come over here.
No, you cannot look down.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to spin you around. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here's your bucket. You have a bucket and you have a shovel. There's cotton on the ground, and you need to pick the cotton. Go.
Go, 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 go. I can't see it.
You have to use the shovel.
You have to use the shovel. Use the shovel. Use the shovel. You're not picking up anything.
You have to pick the cotton. Let's go.
You're not picking anything.
You're stepping on one.
If that's the shovel, it's over.
I can't find it.
You're
5, 4,
Go fight
3, 2, 1. All right. Your time is up. Next person's turn.
He picked no cotton.
Okay, Lewis. Take it off quickly. Come on, Anthony.
Hey, there's a cut in your shoe.
Victor.
Oh, sorry. I got two.
Okay, make sure it's tied on tight so you cannot see. Help him.
Oh, get the bucket. Get the bucket. Yeah, the bucket this way. There's the shovel.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
You got the spinner.
I did forget the spinner.
You only got one.
Okay, time is up. Time is up.
You only got one.
Barely got anything. You can see.
Time is up.
No, I got two.
Everybody come back.
You got two. I put two in there. You only got one.
Okay, how many did you get? 3. Okay.
You got one. I put.
That's okay. It's okay.
Thank
Very good. Here you go. 2 private coupons for you 2 volunteering. You got to pick the cotton up to back up on the Okay, so today, what were we symbolizing with that? Little activity. Kind of like cotton picking. And no, that's not exactly how they pick cotton. We watched videos of cotton picking before, but we know that cotton picking was very difficult, okay, which is why I made them use a shovel. It was not an easy task, okay. It was hot outside. They were picking this cotton, it was hot outside. They're picking this cotton. Before the cotton gin was invented, they had to pick out the seeds. It was hard work, which is why I added that they actually had to use a shovel to do this. Now, we're going to take notes today. We're going to go through, and we're comparing and contrasting the North and the South. We know that one of them is very agricultural. We know the other one is very industrial. Okay? So we have our note sheets. We can go ahead and start now. Okay, we're comparing and contrasting the North and the South. Okay, somebody tell me what climate is before you start writing. What is climate?
Climate is the average.
The average what?
Average. I mean, average.
Climate deals with weather. Very good. Okay, and what is geography? What does geography have to do with? With the land. Okay, so with this slide, we're looking at how the weather is basically. basically and what the land is like. In the north, they have a short growing season, plus it's cold, so they make farming difficult. In the south, climate is ideal for agriculture, and they have fertile soil. Okay, go ahead and write that down quickly. Okay, there are more cities in the north. They can do a little farming in the north. Remember, when we first talked about the 13 colonies, we talked about how they had smaller farms to feed their families, and there were only certain things that they could grow at that time because of the short growing season and because of the temperature. Okay, in the south it was warm. In most of the places it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, so it was easy for them to grow things there. Victor, I think you're on the wrong side of the paper. Okay, we just did our little cotton picking activity, and that was something that they would have done in the south because that's something that they can grow. You can grow cotton. Make sure you're taking good notes. You're going to need this for our next activity. It's on the other side. Okay, the next section is population. What is population? What does population have to do with? How many people are in one area? Okay? So in the north, they have a huge population increase in the north between 1800 and 1860, mostly through immigration. What happened between 1800 and 1860? What is that time period called?
Industrial Revolution.
Very good, the Industrial Revolution. Okay, what was going on during the Industrial Revolution, Hanny?
Where are we? What was the question?
What was going on in the Industrial Revolution?
Advanced.
What happened in the Industrial Revolution?
I don't know.
Turn around. Behind you. What happened in the Industrial Revolution?
It's all of that.
Pick somebody to help you. I need you to pay attention.
The Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was when people started building new stuff, like
They
the
started
cotton
inventing
gin
new things.
and the telegraph.
Right, so they invented, we talked about several of the new inventions, and we talked about them building more factories to use the inventions in, right? So people everywhere else in the world heard about these different inventions, and they were coming to the United States to work in these factories and to work with these different machines, which is why in the north, the population increased during the Industrial Revolution. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and in the south, 1/3 of the population were slaves. That means if I was to count off here, 1, 2, 3, one person out of every 3 people in this room would have been a slave in the south. And we're going to talk more about slavery this week. Can we go on?
Yes.
No.
Oh yeah.
Ready?
I already. I didn't need 2 words.
Go to the next one, cities. Okay, cities developed in the north as centers of trade. There were a lot of buildings. That's primarily what the north was made up of. Buildings, they did a lot of trading. Once they manufactured or they made the different goods, they traded or they sold it. South, most others lived on farms, so it was a lot of farm area in the South. Are you ready? Okay, economies. This goes back to our warm-up question. The economy of the North was based on manufacturing. Manufacture means what? What does it mean to manufacture something?
To invent?
Not necessarily invent. What else could it mean?
Make?
To make. Okay? They made textiles like hard goods. We talked about them moving from doing things by hand to doing things by machines. They stopped making clothes by hand and they started using machines to make clothes. The South, only write down the first bullet. The economy of the South was based on agriculture. So they used the cotton that they grew in the South to make the clothes in the North. So they did kind of work together. Cotton became the most important crop after Eli Whitney's invention of the cotton gin. Slavery became essential to the South's economy. So they almost had to have slaves to make the South make money. Then the last one, I want you to cross out culture. We're going to do transportation instead of culture. So cross out culture and write transportation. Who remembers what a canal is? Which table did the Erie Canal? This table, right? What's a canal?
It's a little boat, like a boat or something.
It's a
And
river
then,
route.
It was river route. Remember, it was a waterway, a man-made waterway, like a really, really, really deep ditch that they made for the boats to go on, right? They used the canals mostly in the North, and they also used railroads in the North. The North was a little more fast-paced than the South. In the South, they depended on steamships still.
Well, in the South, they stopped using horses for transportation.
I mean, they still did use horses, but of course steamships were faster, probably a little more efficient than horses and wagons. Okay, when you're done, you're going to fold this in half and glue this in your journal on page 22. And then take the other handout on your table. You're going to have a table competition. We have a little sorting activity to do.
how many things do you have?
Let's leave it on the table. Page 22. Okay, so we look at this handout. Okay, it says the north versus the south. You're gonna work with your table.
It's gonna be the north that versus the south.
Huh? No. Okay, here we have 4 columns, correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one says the north, one says similarities, the other says the south. Sort these into 3 columns. Now, you're not going to use your notes. You're going to sort all of these words into these 3 columns. So you're going to rewrite this word into one of these 3 columns, whichever one it best describes.
Looks like a Venn diagram.
It's kind of like a Venn diagram. Yep. Okay, you're going to do this with your table. When you think you are done, your entire table needs to raise your hand. Okay, go. Everybody has a time. Do not use your notes. Try to do it just from your memory.
Okay. Neutralize.
English speaking.
What you say, Louis? What word? How did you say it was?
Neutralize.
No slave.
Is that correct?
Is that correct?
You said it better the second time. That's how you said it the first time.
Strong transportation system that is
Agricultural.
no, it's not. What about ruled by American?
There were slaves in the South.
Ruled by American government? What about ruled by an American Great transportation system.
English speaking.